Shrikant, take over.
Hello, good evening everybody. Dear friends, I am Mr. Srikant Sawant. Welcome each and everyone here in this online session on behalf of SCI Maharashtra State Group. The session's name is International Workcamp Leadership Seminar. As here most of the participants are new to SCI, I will like to give a brief information of SCI before we start our actual session. What is SCI? Friends, in 1920, near Verdun in France, a small group of volunteers from many countries, including the former enemies of France and Germany, worked together to help rebuild peasants' houses that had been destroyed in First World War. Out of this experiment in the reconciliation grew Service Civil International. SCI is an international, non-governmental, non-political organization committed to the promotion of peace and international understanding. It is founded in 1920 and it is spread over almost 43 countries. SCI is a member of Coordinating Committee for International Voluntary Communities. It has also consultative status with UNESCO and Council of Europe. SCI first came into India in 1934 when an international team of volunteers undertook the reconstruction work after the Bihar earthquake. In India, SCI has group in Bangalore, Bombay, Calcutta, Delhi, and Madras. Members from these groups organize weekends and short-term camps for nearby projects. Membership of SCI is open to only those who agree to participate in aims and objects. The role of SCI is to work for peace through understanding, cooperation, and humanitarian work with non-violent methods at all times. If you intend to become the member of SCI, then it is important that you understand what we are, and this can be done by participation in our activities, which anyone can join. SCI brings together people of different nationalities and outlook to undertake useful voluntary work for the benefit of community. It aims to create understanding and mutual respect between the individuals of all creeds and races, so that the concept of violence becomes less and less acceptable and degradation of human dignity impossible. SCI provides opportunity for people of different communities to come together in an atmosphere of constructive work, and by working and living together, learn about one another's background and beliefs, and achieve an understanding and acceptance of one another's difference. What are the methods? Workcamp. This is one of the oldest activity and it is one of the backbone of SCI activities, which will still attract the large number of volunteers. Work camps may be of different duration and nature. Weekend camps, local groups to offer an opportunity to get acquainted with the SCI. Currently we have activity in Dadar Blind School. That is, our female volunteers go there and help the girls over there in their studies. Short-term camps. This provides a good opportunity for volunteers, India and foreign, to live and work together. The work undertaken is usually unskilled with the benefit of local community. 15 to 20 volunteers join a camp, which may last for 2 weeks or longer. Emergency work. SCI undertake work in different places at the time of natural calamities or man-made catastrophes. Such camps are either held after a natural catastrophe or help with relief and rehabilitation work. Presently, this work is going on in Malpapada. So, this is what little bit about the SCI. And today we have with us our friend Mr. Jai Prasad Kumar, who is associated with the SCI for last 40 years. He has been participated in the work camps, international work camps, national work camps. Then we have worked as a camp leader, camp coordinator, camp organizer in every aspect, he has handled all the responsibilities. Now I will not take much time of all you. I will request Jai Prasad to take the charge and continue the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Srikant. Let me wish all of you a good luck and a good session today. Namaskar. I am Jayaprasad Kumar, one of the senior volunteers welcoming you on behalf of SCI-India Maharashtra State Group to attend this session, International Workcamp Leadership Seminar. During my almost 4 decades of volunteerism in SCI, I was fortunate to attend and organize many work camps, workshops, seminars, not only in India but also abroad. I will be speaking mostly in English and sometimes in Hindi and Marathi for those friends who are unable to understand or wants clarification. They can note that point and put it in the chat section, and we will clarify and attend to personally to it. For your information, I will be illustrating by showing photographs of the work camp where it is needed. I wish all the participants of the future work camps for a successful work camp. Thank you. Now I would like to ask Vivek to get me shared the screen.
Okay, you can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Vivek. I am going to start my session, and this is what I am going to talk about is importance of work camp in SCI. As you have understood from the introduction itself, that concept and necessity for peace, SCI was born when the World War was happening between European countries. It was then the founder, Pierre Ceresol, you can see who was our founder. Pierre Ceresol started an experiment by bringing citizens of the warring nations to a work camp on reconstruction of houses destroyed by their own national heads.
Motagar.
It was a great success. Okay. Now I will be okay. I will be appreciating your attention here. You can see the first work camp as it is there. Here you can see the different nationals, that is the Germans and the French, the people who came to do the work camp. And it was then the founder Pierre Ceresol started an experiment by bringing citizens of the warring nations to a work camp on reconstruction, and it was a great success. And thereafter many joined the movement, and as you can see, many people started coming forward and taking up the reconstruction work. Thus what we consider is that the work camp itself is like a backbone for all the humane activities, and work camp becomes a common platform which is created. Before they were strangers, before they were coming to the camp, but once they are there in the camp, I mean, they become friends. So this transformation is that we see in a work camp. It is not only the camp participants but also the 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 community heads, okay, the community friend becomes family friends. So this is the success of our work camp. Now I will take you to that part when this group of SCI members arrived in India. You must be knowing that Gandhiji had gone for a roundtable conference and in London, and there he happened to meet Pierre Sarsol, our founder, and understood about the civil service team. SCI was then invited in 1934 to take up a massive rehabilitation work in Chu, Bihar. There you can see on the screen Pierre Sarsol and Dr. Rajendra Prasad. They are inspecting the village and the massive work to undertake, and thereafter for almost 2 to 3 years they were working in about 200 families were helped to rehabilitate by constructing houses. So this was the way how the work camp became very prominent in India. And thereafter 1934 and thereafter there were a lot of activities taken, especially in the North India. I would say that the refugee work, we were getting grants from the UNCHR, from the human rights and those grants were for Afghan refugees and for the rehabilitation of the Tibetan refugees and so many other areas. We were pioneering that group, and those activities really boosted and became very prominent in many other states. It spread. And of course in 1953 the first work camp team in Anandwan with Baba Amte, you can see here Baba Amte is there, and this is Sadhna Tai and the other members of the SCI team. They came in 1953 from that almost about 20 countries to help Baba Amte, who was the crusader of leprosy, to set up a clinic and 2 houses in Anandwan. Thereafter our relation with Anandwan was like a family. We had a lot of activities in Anandwan itself, or even committee meetings were happening in Anandwan. And we also had our 70th anniversary in Anandwan in a big way, which will be remembered always. And whenever Baba Amte or the Anandwan, when they talk about Anandwan's beginning, they will never forget to mention the part played by SCI. So this was the greatness of our little work that we extend to the community. Here you can see Alfred Knauss laying wreath on a monument in Anandwan. And thereafter you see SCI-India took up a peace walk along with Myohoji Nipponzan Japanese monks from Worli, Bombay. We started our peace walk from Anandwan and concluded after a week in Mumbai at Worli. So we have been, our SCI's work was always appreciated by so many NGOs because we were taking up a lot of work camps and building relations with people, common people. And now I will talk about the types of work camp. Here I would like to mention during my visits to many countries for workshops and seminars, I even met the mayor of Berlin, here you can see, who appreciated our work. And what I wanted to say is that when you have a zeal to work for the people and their help, there will be a lot of prominent people who will meet you. So this is one of the advantages that you gain. You get to know so many great people in life. So please join SCI and work for it. Now I will come to the type of work camps. Work camps are of two types: short term and long term. Like short terms are 8 to 15 days depending upon the work, and long term are 3 months to 6 months, mostly placed in a project. All work camps should be a theme based, like environment, community, women and child issue, study, can be awareness, cultural, social justice, or on no more war or no more hate speech, and several other issues related to peace. Short term work camp may have a camp size of 15 to 20 including local participants, whereas long term work camp may have 1 or 2 as per the project requirement. They are placed for almost 6 months in that project. And I will now come to the planning phase. And here what you see on the screen is the construction of a rural development center at Nangloi by our Japanese friend Toyoda-san in 1937. He was quite young at that time, a young engineer who really sacrificed his youth in SCI. Today also he is very much there in Japan, encouraging the youth. He was there in Nangloi for almost 2 to 3 years, and he constructed with his skill, with taking the help of volunteers, he constructed a big building, and today we use that as our office in Nangloi in Delhi. There we carry out our long-term projects, Balwadi, and many other activities from there. So here this is one of the long-term project, and I can show you another long-term project which is in Vedantangal, where also we have the rural development project. Here you can see volunteers painting the wall and beautifying the place for the children.
Tamil Nadu.
In Tamil Nadu. In Vedantangal is in Chennai, near Chennai. So actually we take up activities in this long-term project if people want to participate and do. And other type of in work camps we also have peace walks by SCI volunteers. You can see this took place in Karnataka, and this is another type of work camp that is taken place in Karnataka. This was on health and hygiene by SCI volunteers. So different types of work camps we organize. Here you can see the wall painting at Nangloi, which is also at our long-term project in Delhi. And here you see the mass awareness on plastic waste at Pandur. Recently, last year we had this in Maharashtra, where our active volunteers, they collected plastic waste and created awareness among people not to throw plastic waste. Here you can see that team who worked in that work camp, where even volunteers from Bangladesh had joined, and the local people also joined in a big way. So this was hosted by Jeevan Anand Sansa, Sandeep Parab, who is our member and very active with SCI. It was a 8-day work camp, and here you can see awareness on project on plastic waste by West Bengal. You can see Tapasur, one of our active member in West Bengal, collecting the youth and giving them awareness study, and also they create awareness on waste management to youth in West Bengal. It was a very successful activity. Now, I will come to the part of the work camp schedule. Before going to this, I think I would like to explain you what is a camp leader and what is the difference between camp leader and a camp coordinator. Here I would tell you, like to inform you that a camp coordinator is the one who coordinates all the, from beginning to the end. He has to have the complete details and the idea, and he is the one who coordinates. But whereas the work camp leader, he leads that particular camp, or maybe we usually share the leadership among the incoming volunteers who are participating in that camp. So when you participate in a camp, there are several aspects. First is the planning phase, where how it is done. This is a very important part of a work camp. Usually the secretary and work leader of the state group identifies one or two suitable sites for a work camp well ahead of about 4 months ahead, and visits those sites and asks for proposals from hosts with all details. Then once agreed about the selected one, the selection of a camp coordinator among the best experienced is done. Then the role of the camp coordinator begins. Now it is advisable that the camp coordinator has a good thorough knowledge about the past. He must be having a good experience how to lead a camp, or how to have a good set of people around him, and should work very hard, because his working depends on the success of the camp, because all the ingredients in a work camp is taken care by that camp coordinator, whereas the camp leader has to manage that particular day when he was entrusted the responsibility of that day's details, and he takes the advice of the camp coordinator who is there and runs the activity. Whereas the camp coordinator may have to run around and look into so many areas of the kitchen area, the food, and all the, even if somebody is sick and everything, all those responsibility he has to take care about, so that the camp goes very well. Now I would like to talk to you regarding this role of camp coordinator. He has to visit the place first where he has planned, where your secretary and the work leader tells you, guides you, that this is the place, this is the person you have to contact. So he goes there, that place, he looks around. It may be an NGO, it may be a community, it may be a school, it may be a Kalyan Kendra, and collects all the information for suitable date and month when it is feasible that we can have a camp. So all this, he takes out the details, collect the information about the host. Who is the host? What is the benefit of the host, or whether it is going to the common people, or whether there is any politics inside. Is he politically motivated, or whether he is religiously motivated. So what is all this he has to study, confirm that the planned work is for the benefit of the community. This is very important. Then he has to confirm the place is safe. When he goes there to the place of campsite, he has to see the place is very safe, it is non-religious, non-political, and the work for the common people in nature. He inspects the stay accommodation for planned volunteers. He inspects that there is enough water facility, there is toilets, and bathrooms are clean, and enough privacy for, especially for ladies. This he has to check thoroughly, and then he also finds the distance from all the by all means of transport to the campsite, and the detail he has to note. He also has to prepare or get a map of the campsite showing where is the nearest market, post office, police station, hospital, All this nitty-gritty he has to check and find out and mark it on the map, and he also has to confirm the availability of enough tools, which is very important when you take up a work camp. Enough tools for volunteers in working condition, so that it should not happen that when you go there it takes 1 or 2 or 3 days to collect the tools, get the tools, and your work suffers. So all these aspects of tools has to be there as per the requirement of the volunteers. Then he has to approach the village head, police station, and give an appeal showing showing the purpose of the work camp with the host. Because if the work camp has to go success, the host has a major role to cooperate with you, and you also have to cooperate with the host in the success of the camp. Now, with the help of host, he visits villages. This is another part aspects of the work camp, especially for the camp coordinator. He has to visit the villagers who lives in clusters or padas, small padas nearby in that village, and inform them about their arrival, appealing for cooperation and participation during the work camp. He has to explain the purpose, why he is there, he will be there, why the team will come, and what will be their role, how they will cooperate, in what all ways. So he will take the help or donation in kind from Rotary or Lions from that village, or it can be even the host to support the cause. He will approach the schools, colleges nearby for volunteers, because maybe your 10 or 15 volunteers may not be sufficient to carry out that planned work, and there the role of the college students or the school volunteers is there. They have to come in batch. You have to plan, and you have to give them when they can come and what is the size of batch and what time. So batch wise, at least 2 hours during this Ramadan or donation of labor, in the morning especially. Then he agrees with the host that the work part is just a means, not to compare with the substitute to paid labor, and undone work will be completed by the host. This has to agree with the host itself, because sometimes the host may think that these people have not done the complete work. It is not the requirement that we have to complete a particular work, because it may not be possible within 10-15 days a work that is proposed can be completed. We don't have that expertise. So we have to agree with the host that they will complete it later on. He then meets the secretary, the work leader, and gives all these details and starts working on the budget requirement. Now once this part is done, the camp details are prepared and uploaded on the OPS or online placement system of SCI, where giving all the details when the camp and where the camp and how many volunteers are needed from other countries, and all these are there on the website form itself, and where you have to fill in and upload, which is done by usually the national secretary, whom we have to pass on. But always bear in mind that if you delay, you may not get the expected participation of volunteers, which is very important to hold a work camp. It cannot be like 2 or 3 people going in a work camp. At least that number should be maintained at about 10 to 15 people in each work camp. And the planning of the work camp also is mainly depend on how the work camp coordinator puts his time and energy to do that. All small things he has to be taking care. There may be many things that is that we cannot explain you now, but it comes to his attention when he is there. Now I will go to during the work camp, what all things to be taken care. Now the camp coordinator, as I told you, he is the main person who will be there throughout the camp. He visits the campsite at least 2 days before the planned dates and leaves after 2 days of the camp is over. Why? Because he has to see so many things that arranged there. It is not like that when he goes there everything is arranged, because there may be volunteers who are coming 1 day before. Mostly it comes like that, before 1 day before the camp the volunteers arrive. So you are the contact person. You are given your number, mobile number and contacts to all those volunteers who are coming from abroad, and you will be also getting emails that how they are coming, from which flight they are coming, and where they will be landing, how they will be. You will have to guide them how to come to the campsite. That will be your main task. Of course, you may be helped by the group secretary or the communication person in your state groups. But this is very important, because if the person is the host who don't know who all will be coming, because you are the person, you are in contact, you will be knowing all those areas, how many people are going to participate and who are all coming from where, what are their names, what is the age group, whether how many females are there, males are there. So accordingly you have to especially you have to be there in the camp much before time. And I remember even when I held a camp in Kudal, this is another place where we were taking up a program on Pani Adwa, Pani Jirwa. So in that project, when the one camper came, she was a lady. She came very late at night, by 11:30 or 12 o'clock, and we had to rush to the ST depot and collect her to the campsite. It was odd time where they may not get a rickshaw or something. So you have to be well planned by such things that may happen in a camp. And it so happened that lady was she was a foreign lady. She was assisted by a Indian man, and he also came along with us to the campsite. And I was wondering whether this is a camper or somebody who is assisted her. So she said, when he came to the campsite, he said, "Thank you very much, sir. Now I have come to my in-laws place, so you don't have to worry, now I am safe." So it was she has planned, she was given a orientation that whenever you travel in India, you have to be careful. You may do all this tactic that you are married and your husband lives there and I am going there. So I mean, she was safe. She came there, we thanked him and he went away. So like that, certain things happen in work camps where you don't know. So your being there is very important. Now he greets and introduces the campers as work camp coordinator, and all the work camp participants, they should know his contact number and the coordinator's contact numbers, and anything. It is camp coordinator who is responsible throughout the camp and takes them around the camp area. And if they come 1 day early, you can still take them and inform them about the do's and don'ts. Of course, these do's and don'ts are a set of rules that we put up in the house meeting and agree upon, that we are not supposed to do this. This is the etiquettes of this village. So all these are minute details where the camp coordinator comes into play, and he has to take care that these things are going in the right direction. Now he will be the camp leader on the first 2 days until the campers get acquainted well and settled down, knowing their responsibility and fully motivated for the cause and participation. This is very important. The camp leader's duty is to acquaint and convince all the and see that they are taken care, because people from abroad, they come in by flight, or they will arrive and they will take a bus or a vehicle, it's a train, or they will have to come all the way. They will be very much tired, so they need rest. And first day, it's like cultural shocks are there, so they have to settle down. And how much care you take and how much you convince them of their safety, that there lies the camp's success. He prepares a tentative camp schedule showing all daily planned program, date-wise and time-wise, which may be modified consulting the host and campers if required. So this is done like on the screen you can see the part of the schedule, which I will come back again when I am showing you the programs what we conducted as a successful work camp. He puts up the work camp schedule on the wall visible to campers. He also requests the participation of community youth to be part of the work camp for all the days planned. And the participation which is already agreed, going to padas and the clusters. So people, you have to, they have to know what purpose you have come, and you have to request them. Sometimes in Kalsuli it happened that all the people from the villages, the padas, they don't have to come all together in every day for 10 days or whatever for Shramdan, because that will have problem of their daily labor. They are working in a field or something, and you can't call them. So they share their one day for you in the morning hours for 4 hours with bringing their own tools and things and expertise. So they will be there with you throughout in batch wise. Like one pada will agree for one day, one pada will agree for other. So this is what how you plan with them for their convenience and your success. So he plans a person from the community itself for assisting him for getting extra things from market. So it will be like an assistant to him from the village itself. He may have a bicycle or something, means of transport, so that anything that is urgently required, he can go and get it. Especially he plans the kitchen items. The planned kitchen items are there well in advance and manages them. It is not like that when you go there and you collect the vegetables or things, grocery you needed. You have to have the quantity of grocery that is required well ahead, so that it can be used in the kitchen on the arrival. Because in the first day the kitchen won't be operated by your campus. It will be specially you have to plan that day's breakfast, lunch and dinner. So everything has to be there beforehand. Now he plans the kitchen duty by sharing 2 campers in rota daily, in rotation. That means in the house meeting itself, the first day you entrust 2 people that they will join in the next day kitchen duty. They have to do the cleaning of the utensils, or maybe helping that kitchen person to cut the vegetables or wash the vegetables, and serving the campers when they arrive. All these those 2 volunteers daily, which is changing volunteers, they will be taking up. So this is very important. And he puts up the tentative kitchen planner showing the breakfast, lunch, tea, dinner, the menu, especially that the local they make it, and you all know, but you have to specially maybe warn or inform the kitchen person, the cook, that you can't give spicy food or very salty food or oily food, which may create problems. They may have stomach upset. So he puts up the first aid box containing cotton, bandage, Dettol, tablets for fever, headache, body ache, loose motion or stomach pain. At least you have something in handy, because the village doctor may be far away before he comes or something like that. If they can be treated with their permission. Mostly the foreign volunteers, they don't take any medicines directly from us, because they may have their set of required medicine with them. Now he finds a safe place for campers to keep their valuables like passport or mobile, etc. If they request you have to find a place at the host in a cupboard or somewhere where it's kept safe, and you take the responsibility of that. Now, he then shares his mobile number with all the campers for urgent requirement. He maintains a work camp diary, which is very important. He is given, which is given to all campers in rotation and read out in the house meeting daily about the day's work, improvements, good and bad, that happened in one's own view. Now he sees that a cook is appointed all day, and he or she will be assisted by 2 volunteers daily. He also advised about the spicy, salty, which I already told you, especially for the it may upset the foreign volunteers very easily because of the climate conditions, and if it is very hot, spicy foods will create a stomach upset, which we have seen in earthquake campus in Bhuj, and we had really big problems there. He sees that the volunteers get enough rest and after lunchtime, and are ready for next session plan. He also plans and commonly agrees for no smoking or alcohol, no talking unknown languages, and laugh. This many times happens because we are maybe in big number of Hindi speaking or Marathi speaking or the local language speaking. We may talk, they are the campers, but they may talk among themselves in their language and may burst into laugh. But the foreign volunteers, they don't know what is the purpose they were laughing, and there can be a misunderstanding because they have not understood what the joke was. So we have to abide to have a common language most times in the camp. And we have to lay down a set of rules during the house meeting, which we commonly agree. He puts up a chart having names, addresses, email IDs of work camp participants, which is very important. It should be put up in the wall. He provides an evaluation form towards the end of the work camp, which he gets meticulously filled and handed over to the secretary of the group immediately after the camp, with a camp report, camp diary, and photos taken. This is very important for the camp coordinator to get all this accumulated and submitted to the group secretary. His work as a camp coordinator finishes after settling all bills, things used for camp, again cleaning the area with the fullest satisfaction of the host. This is his prime duty when he is there. He cannot leave everything in a haphazard and rush away home. That is wrong. Everything depends on a camp coordinator. Now friends, let me come to the next phase, that is the first evening of the work camp. Now, filling in a registration book for the camp, which I told you it is very important. There is a registration book. You have to fill in that registration book. Keep a common diary apart, their own, which will be written and read by volunteers in turn daily in the house meeting at the end of the day. Prepare the first meal with or without help from the other volunteers, which I already told you. Hold a house meeting that you can get to know each other. Play introduction games. Go over the particulars of the accommodation and your role as a coordinator. Plan a camp leader in rotation among the members to share some responsibility of the coordinator if needed. This may add leadership skill among the participants. That means you can prepare in that camp itself the future camp coordinators or the camp leaders. Now, present SCI, the project and the purpose of the work camp. This is very important. On the first day, you have to even call the host and discuss, or maybe the host or the NGO has what is the purpose that you have to discuss. Discuss the domestic work and the work out a chart of rota. Make sure the volunteers understand what needs to be done, and if necessary, show them how to do it. There is any cultural reason, for some not to be able to understand any task, find another task which is acceptable. Mention any relevant security or safety issues. Example, the location of the first aid kit. If something happens, they have to know where this first aid kit is, or who handles it, the one who knows about medically, bandaging and everything. So this is very important, and most I mean, probably you should be very safe during the work camp, because you may be using tools which you are not used to. So there may be a chance of getting into accidents, where though we are covered with the accident by the international insurance for the volunteers, but still we have to see that we are safe in the work camp, not to take any daring, desperate task which you are unable to do, but you land up in problem. Agree on non-smoking area, and establish a common work camp language, and stress the importance of sticking to it so that no one feels left out or hurt. Prepare a commonly agreed do's and don'ts, which I told you. Explain the local culture, greetings. This is very important to become one, like a one family, and make the bond of friendship. You have to learn the local culture, like small greetings, namaskar tai, or namaskar baba, or something like that in the local language, especially in small bits, so that will make the bond of friendship very easily with the villagers and the campers, and the ways how the locals will accept you, because unless and until you are open to them, or you keep yourself away from them, they will never participate in your camp, which will be a failure of your camp. Prepare a kitchen duty chart with which I told you already. I won't go deep into that. Then I told you about the menu card. Then prepare a chart having names. All these are already discussed, and the evaluation forms also. Now, the first day of orientation, the project host should introduce volunteers to the other project workers, if they have, and explain about their project, and the expectation and goals of the project should be explained by the project host or by the coordinator, including the number of hours volunteers are expected to work, and the length and frequency of breaks, because these are all small things but very important, where the participants they may get so much enthusiasm, and they will do a lot of hard work and they will fall sick. We have a limited time, and as I told you, work is just a means, and making bond of friendship is very important. So you are not to fall sick, but you are to participate in full enthusiasm. Keep a running logbook, which I told you. Keep in constant communication with the project host, because many times almost the project host is there all the time in that project, holds regular house meetings, and reaffirms the sense of group identity and unity. In the house meeting itself, you have to read that day the camp leader must have already prepared a diary, and that is to be read in the house meeting, where people may add or delete which is not happened, or which is the bad or the good, and appreciate the one who has maintained that diary for that day. There is a common diary, as I told you, which will be read in the house meeting. They can maintain their own diary for their purpose, because when you are writing an evaluation report, you may have to refer to your points which all you want to mention in that evaluation form. Now, communication with the volunteers individually is very, very important. The volunteers, they have to see that how the rapport is built up. It can be through songs, it can be through jokes, it can be through
Games.
caring about them, games, caring about them. Mostly games, sing songs are very frequently done in SCI camps, and where you can see how very soon, the first 2 days always are like, they don't know each other, they're shy to come. The villagers especially, they don't come very fast, But when you create a space, they automatically will come and join you, and then slowly the work camp builds up. So this is the way you have to work, and consult uh, association or project head office if there is a serious problem, and solve it. Now, intercultural awareness or communication as a work camp is coming together of various cultures. It is important to respect all the norms and values, and not to think that one way of doing and thinking is superior to another. Never have a comparison or a debate on that. No, I am superior than you. No, we are to treat everybody equal, and friendship is the main purpose where we are there. Oh, this is a platform. I will give an example of one of the in the same Kalsuli camp. We had a evening program where we had invited the leaders from the that village. So in that same platform, there were two friends who joined opposition parties, in the political arena, and they were on the stage. They were never looking at each other, but on the stage they became one. So our platform is a non-political, non-religious platform where people join hands and hug, because the purpose is very important, the cause is very important. So they forget about their past or the politics, they join hands, and this is the transformation that we expect. A person who travels to a foreign country might suffer from cultural shock. This starts with daily aspects such as meals, climate, language, non-verbal expressions, transport, overloaded buses, and different vegetation and animals, and see, all this is not very regular in their country. Their situation may be very different than us. Even we may get a culture shock when we go there. If all these characteristics build up, the person may react physically and psychologically against them, and they are usually there are three stages of which develops. I think I don't have to go very deep into this aspect, because you can read and understand, and of course I can explain you even later individually, because the time is running in this short period of 1.5 hours to explain you how things move fast. I will go to the next area, that is that is motivating volunteers, which is very important. One of the most important responsibility of a coordinator will be to keep volunteers motivated to do the work, because work is a means, as I told you. But sometimes what happens, it may not be the same. To begin, make sure the volunteers understand the project goals. If they understand the project goals properly, the history of the project and the purpose of the project, and how the work will contribute to the benefit of the community, then of course they will think that their role is there. They should participate in a smaller way and in a bigger way. It depends. I will give an example in Vasai, where we had a camp. We were to dig a gobar gas plant. It is very difficult task, because they had big boulders that one or two persons cannot lift. That too from the depth of about 6 feet or 8 feet outside. So there, two volunteers, I remember Bachu from Bangladesh and one American volunteer who had come down. Both were healthy, and they did their level best to bring out those boulders out, because we had to dig that gobar gas plant, which will provide cooking gas for them, which they always remember us SCI, because they are getting free gas, because they are having cow dung, and they use that for making gobar gas. So these are all the few things that we have achieved in our past work camps, which is always appreciated even today. Like Baba Amte, how he appreciates our work. So the enthusiasm and interest, or you will be surprised how much your attitude will rub off on others. Sometimes if you don't, your attitude is very strong, or sometimes you take a stand and disappoint the volunteer, it becomes very difficult. So give positive feedbacks and remind the group members of concrete achievements. You may find that as the week go by, the group is having more trouble getting started in the morning, because the day is hard work and then lot of activity lined up, so they may get exhausted. Most times at the end they are almost tired. So we usually don't keep much activity towards the last 3 days, 3 or 4 days, because they get more time to relax or chit chat and play games. So we encourage them. A lot of games we are introducing, so they again rejuvenate and become fresh. So if you have lot of activity and hard work, then you see the next day the getting up will be instead of 7 o'clock, they will get up at 8 o'clock, and the camp will start instead of 8:30, it will start at 9:30, 10 o'clock. So everything will have a problems everywhere where you may not be able to control. So try assigning a different person to wake up duty each day to get people motivated and out of the bed on the project site. At time, this can turn into a fun activity also, like waking up. Somebody comes and say hello. They may call you by name, or maybe please come on, get up this time, or maybe he or she may be ringing bell. So then you get up and you know that you have to get up and come out. So this is the way. Different methods you can also adopt, but see that they are not frustrated about your approach. In polite way, discuss any serious motivational problems with the project host, and together find way how to encourage active participation. Have the group define some short or long-term goals and find ways of evaluating in progress, because during the house meeting you can discuss how we can do the best. Like many times when we discuss in the house meeting, we say that we have to entrust some of the work after we leave, after 10 or 15 days when we leave. The work undone work are there to be carried out by the local NGOs or volunteers who are interested, because they are attracted in our work camp. We invite them so that they continue the work and assist the local NGO or the host in doing a great job after our leaving. If taking individual and unmotivated volunteers has not had any effect, discuss the problem with the whole group and try to come up with solutions. These are all the small things that you have to tactfully tackle and take decisions. I will give you one small example. During my Vasai camp, we had a free day and we went to a beach where all the foreign volunteers and the Indian volunteers, they enjoyed in the sea beach, and we came back, and in the house meeting most of the foreign volunteers and supported the Indian volunteers that they want to go back. Already had lined up activities for the next day, and so we said no, we can't. But then they protested. So as the coordinator, I had the task how to manage this situation. Then I asked, witfully I asked whether you take the responsibility of the volunteers who don't know swimming, who are along with you. If something happens to them, who will take care about their, who will be responsible for it? Please raise your hands. So nobody raised their hand, because they know that this is a risk that we'll be taking, again going to the beach without any permission and doing something there. So such things can be avoided with the tactfully intervening by the camp coordinator. Now, setting a good example includes not only the work you do, but also the way in which you interact with others. Your ability to be flexible and fair will remind the others to exercise the same qualities. And remember, always maintaining your sense of humor, very, very important. You have to see that the volunteers are, always smiling, always, in a happy mood. So if there is some problem with somebody, maybe health problem or something, you have to inquire and find out a way how we can see that they are back into the camp again. Now friends, I will come to the schedule where I will go and show you a very model, one successful model which I chose, that is the Kalsuli camp held in 2007 from 27 November to 8 December. Here the planner is already there in your screen, and you could see what all goes into this planning, small nitty-gritty. unless and until you had a hard work, detailed information, you cannot plan a schedule like this. In this, the wake time like 8 to 8:30, the work or shramdan from 8:30 to 12:30, just 4 hours, and lunch break from 12:30 to 1:30, and then rest time from 1:30 to 3:30. Here, the volunteers can even do camp diary writing, or they can even wash their clothes or take rest, a nap. All this can be done. Then of course the tea time comes. Then 3:30 to 4, we have the tea time. The tea is ready, and then they all join the tea. Then evening session starts from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Here mostly we take the first day introduction with the local community. The second day visit to the science exhibition was planned in Kalsuri High School. Then the next day the village structure and development officer was invited, YB Dalvi, who explained about the development that happened in that village. Then modern agricultural technologist Mr. Hemant Sawant, who was invited to explain about agricultural technology existing in that village. Then of course we had a Rangoli competition. Then we had a meeting with Tahsildar the next day, who explained about the Tahsil, that is the village setup, and meeting with the BDO the next day, block development officer, who gave all the information what was planned for that village or the city. And of course we had later on, towards the end of the like when it is 4 days to end, we had Haldi Kunku for women. The same day after that we had a Fugdi, the dance, famous dance.
You can
Then
show the
of course,
picture.
yeah, I am coming to that when I will be going briskly. And of course we had a break one of the day in between, after almost 7 to 8 days, a free day where we went to Malvan Fort. I will be showing all this in action in photographs, where I won't be explaining much like here. Then we had the yoga session. Then we had the concluding function of songs and drama and dance. So this last day programs are all planned by the campus itself to present in front of the villagers. So this was all done meticulously very well. The host, especially Savan, had helped us a lot in making all this possible. With their help only we could approach all the institutions and places and given applications and appeals, and got them coming on the sessions in right time. Then of course 6 to 8 time, 8:30 p.m. is the first day we expected expectation we discussed what is the outcome of the work camp. Then meeting with the local NGOs and mandals. Then bhajan, the holy discourses by the village groups. Antakshari, another area where people can join together. Then playing games with village children. Games competition by ISCD is the organization of the Savan brothers in the village youth, and they had lot of activity going on there. Then of course Fugdi, as I told you. Then Haripat is the holy scriptures. Then women meet to understand their problems. The village women, especially foreign volunteers. When you see the campers are more in number in women than men. Like 10 volunteers are coming to India, there will be 8 women and you will have only 2 men. Whereas the opposite side, when Indians or Asians, when they go abroad, there will be, if there are 10 seats, all the 10 will be of men. There will not be one single woman. Sometimes you may see a woman going. So this was the thing, and the women coming from there, they are surprised to see women coming forward, and they want to discuss so many things with the women, and it becomes a very interactive sessions and in very interesting area where they are happy about it. Then party time, it is already planned by the campus. You can have the campus plan this, and the campfire. So this is the schedule that we prepared. Now I will go to the photographs, my friends.
And keep some time for question and answer.
Yeah, I think it's almost 9:10. I may take about 5 or 10 minutes on this, because most of the things I have discussed. But you will be happy to see this is Savan family, is uncle's house, which we were staying, and they provided everything that the campus required there. the kitchen, the beds, and the everything, the bedrooms and everything. So the Sawant family was very grateful to, I mean, of course, SCI has most members in Sawant family and who work meticulously for the success of this camp. Now, this is the chart. I don't very go deep. All the menus are planned. You can also have your own menus planned. Then the map. Then you can see the kitchen planner where who will go what day and what is the breakfast menu and everything. This is the planning session when the campers, when they come, they are given by the information by the camp coordinator and they prepare the chart. This is the first day session they will do in the noon. This is the Sawant brother again, Santosh Sawant, and explaining the villages about the village medical and medicine herbs and cultivation there, explaining everything about that. Then you can see the camps. Of course, the first day we don't have the camp. The second day you see the volunteers. They are given the complete information about the purpose, and they have to be guided by the camp coordinator and the host that what we are going to do and how we are going to do. So it was in a school and area. We started cleaning it for making space for the children to play. It was a playground that was prepared. Then we had to remove a big tree trunk which was obstructing the children, and you can see the women how they participate from different padas or the villages, and you can see the foreign participants from Germany, and she carrying the pan on the head. The ladies, even the old aged ladies from the village, they are doing the bit of carrying stones and mud. The ladies from the village girls, they participate in. So all these are requirements when you plan properly. If you make them understand the purpose, then you can see even the young youth get motivated when the villagers join with us. You can see the smiling face, the volunteers with a smile face to donate labor for a cause. You can see even the children are not back. They will do the little bit, though they are insisted not to work. They are not supposed to work, but they are very much loving to take up small things and help the campers. They are very enthusiastic. And you can see even the small children, the school children, they join the volunteers because they also want to share a bit and they too want their contribution of the labor for the cause. And you can see so many pictures here. Now next, as I told you, one of the day it was a Vanabhojan or Sahabhojan, which was very interesting and important, where the village people, they come and join cooking together with the campers for a lunch, and in the forest or in the one, and where we cook food. There the preparation is going on. You can see the foreign volunteers, they learn how to prepare the preparation that they are planned with the help of the village ladies, and they start doing even grating the coconuts, and all these are something new for them, and cooking food in the smoke, and serving the food in the leaf plates. You can see the leaf plates, and you can see even the spicy food they enjoy, though they have a running nose because of the spice. They still don't complain, they enjoy the food. But we have to be very careful about the food when we prepare for commonly for everybody, or not, especially for the campers who are from abroad. Here you can see joining with the host and then of course washing the utensils. So this is the next part. As I told you, it was the haldi kunku, respecting women, like haldi kunku is a ritual, mutual respect. So here this was taken up, and first they were informed, the village ladies themselves, they came. It is a ladies program. The haldi kunku as well as the fogdi dance or everything is performed by ladies. So they had the day, and they were informed by the village ladies how to prepare. Even they were wearing saris and all these blouses and all. They are all shared by the village people. You may wonder, and you see how they were very much, like a family. Then they were helped to. They were taught how to wear a sari or things like that, and the bindi and everything. You can see how it got transformed. And I will tell you, one of 4 of the volunteers, I met them back in Belgium. When the next year when I went to Belgium, they all came to meet me and we had a good time, and we were discussing about the camp. So this becomes like, we become one family. This is very important. You can see the Fugli, that is the dance, the performance by the village ladies during occasions, festivals. So this was performed. They were told this is called as bus Fugli, means by sitting you can do Fugli, and also by standing also you can hold hands and go round and round. You can go round in circles by clapping hands and singing songs. So these are all the part of the dance program, where the ladies had good opportunity to mingle and react and show their willingness. And they also, the village, the foreign volunteers who were there with us, almost about 7 of them, you can see they also explained their cultural background, their sing-song programs. I mean, it was like different, like German or the French and the Italian, and all this, they shared their songs and their, I mean, this is a exchange of cultural give and take, and that was very important. Even the village girls, small girls, they performed the dances, village dances. Then this I am showing you another camp where our campers, they trained them as
Koli dance,
which is called fisherman, dance. So this they were trained meticulously, and they performed on the last day, and they had a very big applause, and that makes the campers and the community become one family, which is very, very important. So when you have all these things in a camp, which is very important. And the day when we went out was the Malvan Fort or beach, where you can see they are enjoying the fort area, as well as the ferrying in the boat to reach the Malvan Fort. Then the next day we had this, as I told you, elocution competition at the school, Dindavane school, primary school, where the principal was there, who appreciated the campers and really felicitated them. And this was very much appreciated by the village people, as well as the headmaster was very happy about the work that we carried out. At the same time, even the campers had brought some gift for the community, as well as the house, the host, and they were also very happy and overwhelmed. It was a surprise gift. And many times you also have to note that if any one of your campers has got a birthday, it may be a surprise. It will come as a surprise that somebody will start celebrating your birthday, cutting the birthday cake. So all this happens in a camp life. Of course, you can see the Sri Lankan volunteers, Sami and Irshad. They were taking rest and enjoying the thing. Here you can see the campers participating in the Rangoli, putting Rangoli, the powder, white powder and color powder, and making drawings. And then you can see the kabaddi being played by the village youth. And of course you can see the cricket, which cannot Indians or Asians cannot forget, which was played in that area. And of course you can see the foreign volunteers participating in the skip rope and enjoying the almost last days by participating in this. Then of course you can see this photo. From this, the picture itself says how the bond of friendship has become. And you can see the family, the host family, lined up with the campers, which becomes one family. And this is what I say, or we can evaluate and see how the successful rate goes, which any of these campers will never forget. Especially Geraldine, she is in contact with Santosh Sawant and me and many others, because they will never forget, though she is now residing in London. We are in contact. Of course, I will be sending this clip to her, showing that we have already had this session. Now this is the last moments when it is very difficult. You have the group photos, and you have the beddings and everything. People are now there. They have to give it back, and the campers had the last duty to reach that back, put in the tempo and get it back. You can see this is the very most last important thing, that is the campfire, where people enjoy by singing songs and dances and many other things. Of course, you can see the lined up ladies, colorful transformation of minds for a better tomorrow. That means it promises that you can have a better tomorrow by friendship and understanding. Now here is the last moment of bidding bye with a tearful situation of departing of a successful work camp held. And you can see here our group, the Maharashtra group, even they can have a meet on the open ground to discuss various issues and plan and put into practice, which is very much done in our groups, in state groups. So a big thank you all for watching from SCI-India Maharashtra State Group. Thank you very much. Anything now? I will have this question answer session. If I have missed out anything, please inform me. Over to Vivek Patil.
Before the question answer starts,
yeah,
I would like to say a few words.
Yeah.
There is a booklet that we have prepared for this occasion, how to organize successful SCI work camp. It gives you the background, introduction, typical aims of the work camp, how the camp can be made successful, the organization process, the general preparation, encouraging volunteers, day before the work camp, daily schedule, then work camp first day what to do, intercultural activities, motivating volunteers, last few days, last evening, final day, feedback evaluation, then what kind of activities and games you can have in the camp. So these are listed, and also the teamwork and communication activities, various activities which can bring the campus together, and so on and so forth. Some of the SCI songs which are listed in this booklet, and then volunteers also can contribute their own songs when the camp is going on. And the final note is have a nice experience for the lifetime. I have seen people's lives change after the work camp. So we have also the work camp season starting from 19th April. There is a camp in West Bengal from 19th April to 25th, 7 days. Then Maharashtra group has a camp from 20th April. You can note that this camp ends in 25th April, the West Bengal camp, and Maharashtra camp starts on 20th April. In these 3 days, those foreign volunteers or those who want to go from one camp to another camp, they have 3 days to travel from West Bengal to Maharashtra. So once they come to India, they would like to be here for a couple of months and enjoy, experience everything. West Bengal culture, Maharashtra culture. Then there is a camp in Tamil Nadu from 10th May onwards. So they travel to Tamil Nadu, have spice of life of Tamil people. Then you go to Karnataka. So these are the 4 camps in this camp season, to be organized by SCI, and already planned, and anybody interested can join. Did you see the screen? No. Hello, my screen was visible or not?
Yeah, it was visible. No, this screen was not visible. No, it was not visible.
These are the camps I was saying. From West Bengal, you move to next camp, 20th April, 7th May to Maharashtra. Then you move to Tamil Nadu from 10th May to 20th May. So once you come in India, you can go from camp to camp. They are planned in such a manner that you have travel time in between these camps. There are 4 camps planned, and I was showing the booklet. That booklet contains various things that we discussed just now in this seminar. All these are there. So please go through it. We will send, or I have already sent. Anybody interested can forward further. Now question and answer.
Yeah, Sunil, you were saying something?
No, it's okay. It was good. Good presentation.
No, I would appreciate Vivek's good work of forming that book in 3 languages, and I appreciate.
Yeah, I forgot to mention there are the booklet is in 3 languages: English, local language Marathi, and national language Hindi.
This can be used in many other camps. Meticulously, we have to prepare the camp leaders or coordinators much before time, as well as our planning. As I told you, we should improve that. We should do it at least 3 to 4 months before. So that will have a good effect on.
For new volunteers, I am asking a question on behalf of the new volunteers. What is the arrangement for meeting the expenses? Is there any funding that is available from SCI for traveling purposes?
Okay, shall I answer it?
Yeah.
Well, for the new volunteers to understand that we have a policy in SCI-India that any volunteer from any Asian countries, especially Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka, who want to join any of the work camps in India, if the volunteer is a woman or a girl, then she gets 100% reimbursement of their travel from the border to the work campsite and back. Only that area, not from their house to the from their respective country to India. No, not a flight charges. It is from the border to the
not
campsite.
Foreign volunteers. I am saying locals.
Local volunteers. The situation is every state groups who are sending volunteers, especially in this camp. We are. I mean, the president of Mr. Arul Raj has planned that they will get about 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees per. I mean, the 10,000 rupees per state group, providing if 5 state groups you are sending 2 volunteers each, means 1,000 per volunteer for the travel purpose. So that is the.
So the group for organizing the camp gets 10,000, and a volunteer participating in any camp gets 1,000 as a travel expense.
Correct. Yeah. So that is one thing that SCI-India can personally they have promised and agreed.
Okay. So, we are well in time. Any other question anybody has?
I just want to just present one point. Can I? Am I allowed?
Yeah, yeah.
Sheher Banu here.
Yeah.
See, years ago, we had been to conducted a work camp in Panchgani for 3 days. From Mumbai to Panchgani we went, and Mr. Qureshi, Nasir Ahmed Qureshi had he was the work camp leader. I mean, I must say your work camp was planned very, very well. In our case, partly we were paid, and partly, the participants themselves they had to pay. So it was
what is the question?
Sorry, there is no question.
What is the
I just wanted to there is no question. I just wanted to bring one point in front of you people.
Okay, fine.
There is no question as such.
Any other participant has a question, because we are running out of time.
Kishore is saying something, but he's mute, I think.
Kishore, unmute कर.
नहीं, unmute आहे पण आवाज येत नाही.
No, we can't hear you, Kishore.
Mute.
Unmute आहे पण तो आवाज येत नाही. स्पीकर तर चालू नाही.
नाही येत.
ठीक आहे. Any last question? Otherwise we'll close. Thank you.
How many participants were today? We had
15, 16.
Oh, good. Because I can't see the participants list. I think we will get the recordings.
Yeah. So we'll put this video recording on the our YouTube channel, and I'll send you the links. So thanks. I mean, nice presentation. Gives all the insights along with the booklet. It should help the new volunteers as well as new camp leaders to organize a successful work camp. Thanks, Jay.
Yeah, thanks
Okay,
everybody.
thank you.
And have a nice day.
All the best,
Thank you,
everyone.
Jeppy. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for joining. Tapasji,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Tapaji, I
All
come.
right, then. We'll close.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.